Well, guys, the video that I saw with Ken Starr on Fox, and I think her name is Mario or something like that, I'm truly disturbed by that. The key thing that he said is that the Russian anti-democratic. In other words, if anybody in the United States is anti-democratic, is he trying to say that we're colluding with Russia? I mean, isn't that a Hitler, Gestapo, Roman soldier tactic? I mean, I guess Jesus was colluding with, I don't know, the enemy of Pontius Pilate, I guess. I mean, is that why they crucified him? This is insane. And when I read the tweet that Trump wrote that he liked the interview, that the entire problem with our nation right now and election meddling is Russians. I thought Trump said that we needed to have a good relationship with foreign nuclear countries. I mean, one of the reasons why I didn't like Hillary Clinton is because of her crimes. And then the Democratic Party is the one that's doing the chemtrails. During the Obama administration, when they started spraying chemicals and climate change and all this stuff on humans, and I see the humans getting sick. I assure you Russians aren't spraying chemicals on people. I assure you Russians didn't put a computer chip in my mouth to track me, voice-to-skull technology. That wasn't Russians. That was the Democratic Party. And listen, it's not the Democrats. This is not about Democrats. This is about collusion with international bankers, foreign banksters. The trail goes all the way to the same people that killed Jesus Christ. And sorry to tell you this, I was Catholic, but it goes to the Roman Catholics. The Rome, that's who killed Christ. That's the central banking system. Goes to the Queen of England. It goes to the Bank of London bankers, the one that gave us a birth certificate, the one that said we're bankrupt in 1933, the one that did the Federal Reserve Act in 1913. We lost our country to a central banking system in 1933 with the Federal Emergency Reserve Act. Jesus dies at 33. Then you have a football game. The Patriots versus the Eagles, right? Is that a Russian airplane hacking my phones? No, it's not a Russian airplane. That is the central banking system. That's what that is. It's funded from money that they stole from the Pentagon, the bank bailouts. And by the way, the Democratic Party's got the bank bailouts, not even though it was Republican. Listen, we don't have parties anymore. When you saw the painting of Obama with a right hand and a right hand, that is Muslim Brotherhood religion, guys. That's what he's trying to say, that he's the great deceiver. And he did. He is the reason why the canopy of these woods all thinned out and that I can't hardly grow crops because of the soils and the microwave radiation. Did Russians put up microwave cell towers? Did Russians plan on launching mind control and MK Ultra on 5G on the popular? No, it's not Russians. It's a central banking system. I cannot believe Donald Trump said that. Is Donald Trump the giant Trojan horse? Remember, I told you Trump in Gematria was 88, same as Elizabeth, same as Walmart, same as artificial intelligence, artificial flavors. 8 and 8 is 16. 16 is tied into the letter P, Pontius Pilate, Pope, Senator Palpatine in Star Wars. Let me ask you a question. Is the Russian government the ones that incorporate our children into a satanic agenda? No, that's not. That's a central banking system. I knew when the Boston bombing happened, I knew that was a training drill. It was an inside job, no question about that. And then they hunting down a Russian. A Russian kid. You telling me that Russian kid? Oh, That kid was part of a training drill, and they decided to do a 360 on him. All of these things are staged. And anybody sits there and tells me I'm a conspiracy theorist because I can see through the veil and I can see behind the curtain of, you know, shame on you. Once again, people don't care. They're slothful, lazy. They're too busy watching football, and they really don't care about, central banking systems trying to kill billions of people and get rid of cell phones and then put a chip in your head. And it won't be your head. It will be your children. And most of them will be clones, tell you the truth. They're going to come out with a whole new human race. No question in my mind about that. Was it Russians that put a chip in my skull and tried to influence me to kill my wife with voice-to-skull technology? No, it wasn't Russians that did that. Sorry. Was it Russians when I tried to get justice in the courts? To where every lawyer betrayed me? Still today, I can't get justice. I cannot go to the police. I can't go to the FBI. I can't go to the DOJ. I can't go nowhere and get justice. Was that Russians that did that? No. That is a central banking system. A governing of the mental. A government. A banking system that poses as a government. A banking system that poses as a group of people that think that they have your best interests at heart. By that text on Twitter, no wonder they shut my YouTube account back, because they knew that I would figure this out. Trump just betrayed us. Even Roy Potter was saying, hey, and Tracy Beans and Jerome Corsi and all these people, why aren't they indictments? Why aren't they arresting these people? We prove uranium-1 with Hillary Clinton. We proved Obama had a tie into it. We proved, Hillary Clinton went to, use directed energy weapons to cause earthquakes in Haiti. And then used her nonprofit organization to steal their money. We proved she would not give up the emails. We proved that she killed American people, American soldiers. And you're trying to say that I'm merging with Russians because I don't like Hillary? Look, I don't care if they're Democratic or Republican. If Hillary was a Republican, I wouldn't like her. All I've done is try to expose reality to people, truth. That's it. The chemtrails the real agenda is mind control. It's nanotechnology. They're filling your body up with aluminum that reacts to microwave, and it's going to create little fires. And it's almost like the microwaves, just like the sun, the moon, and the stars, and the planets, just like the ancients' religions knew that the gods was the sun. Jesus walks on water. They called that Horus and Jesus and the serpent, and they called it all kind of things. They knew that the moon, Mormon, Roman, money, Monday, the day of the moon, they knew the moon was electromagnetic and it affected human consciousness. Now, the cell towers are acting like the moon. Monsanto, Montage. Even the district attorney that's trying to prosecute me as a crazy man, falsely, Montgomery, money, monarchies. Montage was mind control. Montage. Roman. The moon. It's always the moon. Dane Wigington being a psyop. Every video that he does, it's almost like a rerun. Oh, the world's being destroyed, or blah, blah, blah. Talking about, weather manipulation. And yeah, they did. They did do the storms, and they did the earthquakes, and they did all these things with weather modification, just like Operation Popeye. And yeah, they did. But that wasn't the real agenda. That was the diversion. The real agenda was total launch of mind control. The killing of God. Let me ask you a question. Would you rather focus on a hurricane that wipes out a few houses and floods Florida and floods Texas? Or would you want to focus on the death of critical thinking, the death of God? And just like in all the pictures of Jesus Christ, there's a bunch of clouds over your head, and you cannot communicate with the sun. You can't feel the electromagnetic radiation of the sun, the moon, the stars, the planets. The only information that you can gather is from the cell towers. An Orwellian, brain-dead, zombified society that only does what it's told. No critical thinking, no free thinkers, no protesters. And if you do protest, if you disagree, they've got directed energy technology that they could just take you out, turn you off, merge you with the machines. Wouldn't that be more important to erase God than just a drought in Florida or a flood in Florida and a drought in California? Of course it would be. If they're planning on killing almost everybody on planet Earth and then starting a whole new race of artificial intelligent humans with the cell towers 5G network, that is more important, I'm sorry to tell you, than weather modification, weather engineering, animals, fish dying, birds dying. I mean, I'm sad. And everything that Dane Wigington said was true. No question about that. Everything that all of these people that have been bucking the system is said is true. And that's why Dane Wigington never said, hey, Donald Trump is good, Hillary is bad, because he's part of a gatekeeping system. This is what happened. We were giving false hope with the FISA documents that they would expose targeted individuals and their corruption behind the FBI and the DOJ and the NSA, that they were spying on us covertly, that they put voice-to-skull technology in us. They were trying to create Manchurian candidates and people to create terror in the United States so they can declare martial law, take all your guns, and kill everybody on the planet. And then after the DOJ and the NSA and the FBI kill everybody on the planet, then they're going to kill them. And even the local police. Anybody that's a witness to what they did will be taken out after we're gone. Once you kill the truthers that can see reality and see what's going on, and we've been fighting, and this is all I've done, guys, this is all I've done, is try to save children and save God. And I want to keep God on this planet. I don't want our children to be artificially controlled by a bunch of cell towers. I really don't. Do you? I don't want almost everybody on this planet wiped out except the elite. And I mean the elite of the elite of the elite. If you don't have, $100 billion in the bank, you don't live. And then after they kill all the police and the FBI, the DOJ, and everybody that witnessed what they did, then they're going to start killing each other. And then they're going to fight who's the king of the world. And this is what Donald Trump doesn't understand. They're promising him a piece of the pie. They're never giving you a piece of the pie, Donald. Hillary, Obama, they're not giving you a piece of the pie. You're just puppets in the play, and they're going to take you out. Once they start battling family versus family, Medici family or Farnese family, the really, really, really powerful families, Rothschild, Rockefellers, extensions of these families, Rome, central bankers. Once they start battling amongst themselves, just like Hitler did, by the way, they're going to take these people that just were puppets like Obama and Hillary and Donald Trump. They're not going to get a piece of the pie. They're not going to be sitting on no throne. They're starting all over again. Why would they ever leave evidence of genocide? Why would they ever leave any evidence of this? The only evidence we have of our past history is in the Vatican vaults. We know that. And either they sieged the Catholic Church, and the Catholic Church was trying to do something good, and they sieged it with this new guy, and then they stole all the information in the vault, and now they're using it against humanity. That's probably what happened, because I don't believe real Muslims are bad people. I don't believe Jews are bad people. I don't believe Christians are bad people. I don't believe that Democrats are bad people. I don't believe that Republicans are bad people. I believe that the people that run this planet are the bad people. They're very bad. And I've always said, taking out Hillary Clinton, putting her in jail, and Obama, that's just going to send a statement to the world that, hey, don't infiltrate our country and try to take it over. But that's not going to solve the problem. You've got to protect your borders and keep these psychopathic, Satanist, pedophile, royal families out of this country. You have to. Secret society, secret oaths, secret proceedings have to be eradicated out of this country. And I assure you, I think the only meddling that Russia would want to do is that Putin knew that Hillary Clinton wanted to go to war with him. And why would you blame anybody for not wanting to go to war when there's a chance that Donald Trump won't go to war? Why would Putin want all his people dead? Because Hillary Clinton and the central banking system is too powerful for Russia. They've got the UN. They've got ICE. They've got the United States military. They've got Israel. They've got China. China controls our they've got Iran, Iraq. They've got North Korea and the CIA have control of North Korea and South Korea. Putin is the only independent that's left for New World Order takeover. And how dare Donald Trump go after the only person that possibly is not tied in to the black government, CIA, deep state, central banking system, Rome, the people who killed Christ, the people who killed all his apostles, the high priests, the Jesuits that run the world. Putin is one of the only ones that's possibly even left. I don't even know. I've done research on North Korea. I know that China controls them, and I've done research on China, and I know that China is controlled by the deep state, CIA, which is the central banking system. I don't know. Hell, Putin might be a Trojan horse himself, guys. We don't even know. All I know is that the people that tried to save this planet are going to be crucified once again. And that's me. Falsely accused of crimes we didn't commit. And once we're gone, we're the only threat. You have no... People tell me, how can you make a difference? How can you... You have no idea how much one person can change on this planet. Look what Elvis did. Look what Michael Jackson did. Look what Michael Jordan did. These people, one person can make a difference, guys, especially passionate people. And here's another thing. Let's go back to the Bible story to where God says, is there anyone righteous on this planet? Is there 50? Is there 40? Is there 30? Is there 20? I forgot the numerology. Is there 10? As he was going to destroy Pompeii or whatever. And they found a few righteous men. And they saved them from the destruction. They're getting rid of the last righteous people on earth, guys. That's us. I know that I'm a righteous person. I know that I join the truth movement to, just like JFK, try to get rid of the deep state. Donald Trump has access to the truth about the assassination of JFK, Boston bombing, Aurora shooting, how Sandy Hook and Aurora was tied into the LIBOR scandal and the indictment of Hillary Clinton. He knows all that stuff. Why didn't he arrest somebody? It looks like those dinners and all that stuff that the relationships and the weddings that he went to Hillary Clinton's parties, it looks like they're in cahoots, just like Obama was in cahoots with them. So the two right hands of Obama signify, hey, they did the portrait. And at the same time, Donald Trump just said, okay, I'm not going to show that the FBI targeted individuals and tried to make Manchurian candidates out of American citizens and covertly killed and murdered. And they murdered my daughter. They tried to rig elections. Manchurian candidates, taking out people who have alternative media channels, that's election rigging. Absolutely. And by the way, once the truthers are taken out, then they can elect whoever they want. Then now CNN, MSNBC, Fox all control the world again. This was a big trick. See that airplane? Intercepting uploads. That's what they're doing. Is that Russia up there? No, that is not Russia. Okay? That's the FBI, NSA, DOJ, private security corporations illegally spying on people that have been fighting a fight. They've lost their families, their lives, their friends. They've given up everything for people and planet and water and health and, a planet that vibrates love instead of some Orwellian mind control 5G network to where everybody's a bunch of zombies. And if you kill us truthers, then I just know one thing. 5G has already been launched. And the way that we were separated from the 5G was probably the V2K. Are you getting me on that? Maybe us truthers were influenced by the whole system from the beginning. All I know is I switched phone services the other day, guys. And when I did that, I had like this buzz brain. It was like I was going numb. And all of a sudden, that new cell phone hacked into my V2K. And I was back to being myself again. I believe that I just don't want to say what I believe because it's too depressing. I believe that almost everything... I'm going to just say it this way. Everything that I've said was probably influenced by the V2K. But they chose us because we love our Creator and we love Mother Earth and we're naturalists and we're very intelligent people. Remember when Jesse Ventura did that show, they didn't select dummies. They selected intelligent people because intelligent people are already unplugged. They're already unplugged. They have to be. I mean, when I enter a conversation, even when I was in high school, I used to go, God, these guys are really, I knew that I was wiser because of my religious beliefs and spiritual, I knew I had a soul. And I knew that sometimes I would enter conversations in high school. I would just go, guys, these guys don't have a soul. I don't know where they get their mouth and their voice from. But put it this way, they're the unknowing. I knew this even when I was young. And I'm not trying to say I'm better than anybody. I'm trying to say that I had a spiritual connection with my Creator from the day of my birth. And I believe that these people knew that. Just like Jesus Christ, King David, Noah, Moses, and they target people like that. They target people that, no matter what, will not betray their Creator. They won't betray Mother Earth. If they see it being destroyed, we fight. If we see the oceans being destroyed, we speak up. If we see children being murdered and slaughtered and pedophiled and raped, we speak up. If we see a corrupt government, we defend ourselves. Now, if I have to go to court and somebody tries to say that I had Russian meddling, that I was anti-democratic because of because I was paid. I did raise money after my arrest. Yeah, that's it. I raised money for my daughter's funeral, and I raised money after my arrest because I just didn't have the money to pay for their corruption. I mean, it was enough that they were attacking my apartments and and infiltrating my apartments and spying on me and, making sure I didn't get any money and controlling my income and getting me fired covertly. Let me ask you a question. Did Cox, let me tell you something about Cox, which is a Democrat, okay? Did Cox fired hundreds of employees because they were watching their Facebook channel. And I was putting posts up for Ron Paul. And then I decided, well, hell, Ron Paul is a hoodwink. He's a black government, because we supported him, and all of a sudden he just disappeared. He was gonna expose the Federal Reserve, and I was like, yeah, because I was in banking. I mean, because we know they're corrupt and they're cheating people. And all of a sudden he just disappeared, and all of a sudden we got on this hit list, Obama's hit list, and we became targets because of Ron Paul. And now Rand Paul is suing the NSA, and I signed up for that program because I knew the NSA was spying on me. Didn't have nothing to do with Russia. I knew that I'll be honest with you, I didn't think the FBI was involved for a long time. But now I know. And I think that there's good NSA agents, and there's good FBI, and there's good DOJs. Certainly not the guy that called me was a good DOJ. He wasn't. They select these people. He was a bad egg trying to say that we're crazy because we're trying to fight for America, freedom, liberty, privacy, gun rights, civil, try to fight for children not being murdered, abortions, selling body parts. we anything conservative that we stand for, they're trying to say we're crazy. Just like Gestapo and Hitler and Pontius Pilate did Jesus Christ. And King Saul did to King David. He's crazy. He's not the real king. God comes to David and said, hey, I want you to be the king. King Saul's evil. David negotiated with King Saul and said, you got to step down. King Saul didn't want to step down. I felt like we entered into the age of Aquarius, the age of love, one of the heads of God, the head of the man, the head of the bull, the head of the eagle, the head of the lion. And so this is an age of truth, an age of Jesus' return, the Christ conscience, the awakening. And I wanted the good people to be placed in places instead of the bad, because everybody knows, even people that are asleep know that the people that are running the world are very bad people. They poison our food, they poison our water, they poison our air, they spy on us, they enslave us with driver's license and birth certificates. Did Russia, let me ask you a question, did Russia give me a birth certificate and say that I'm dead? Did Russia give me a driver's license and say that I am a fictional character? No. Russia didn't do that. How dare Donald Trump on his Twitter agree that Russian was the reason. How can a man that's Republican say, yes, we have a problem with Russians, when they were trying to accuse him of collusion with Russia the whole time? So what they did is they go in a meeting and they figured out a way to pacify these sheeple and kill the true Christians and the true Jews and the conservatives, which are the same things. The ones who fight for Mother Earth not to be destroyed and murdered, and the oceans to die, and the fish dying, and the birds and bees and the animals and the humans and the children to be sold. Body parts to be sold from Planned Parenthood or whatever. We fight for all these things that are conservative. And we're the bad guys? We merged with what? I mean, this is ludicrous. So what are they going to do? They're going to tell the local police to say, hey, Fred Wust and all these truthers were merging with Russia? Is that what they're going to do? Is that their plan? Is that their Trojan horse? Instead of arresting the FBI and Hillary Clinton and Obama for terrorism and selling uranium-1 to Russia and then trying to start a war with them, beefing up their military and then saying, okay, we're going to start a war with them, which is treason. It's punishable by death. We're the ones that were, what? So that gives them a loophole to put us to the death penalty, guys. We somehow took money from the Russians, and is that what they're going to do? Why? Because somebody infiltrated my Fundly account, a Russian, and put money in there without my knowledge? How am I supposed to know if a Russian's putting money in my account? Is that what they're going to do? Because listen to this. The other day, somebody hacked my Fundly account, and they called in and pretended like they were me. That can't be nobody but the DOJ or the FBI doing that, or local police. So when I saw that, and I got an email from customer service saying, hey, how did you like the conversation? I'm like, I never called Fundly. And then somebody from Facebook puts $20 in a PayPal account. Was she from Russia? Is that what they're doing? And then I say, thank you. Because I'm trying to defend myself from a false arrest. A guy coming on the property, hacking my computer, shooting directed energy weapons at me. Is that what they're going to try to do? All I know is every one of you will regret falsely accusing us of crimes we didn't commit. The amount of information that's in my head can save the world. It's the same information that Moses had, Noah had, about the corrupt kings. King making. King David. I've had my own family members say, you're not Jesus. I said, we're all Jesus. We can all walk in the footsteps of Jesus. I mean, he's the example. He's the allegorical metaphor for our lives. This is who we're supposed to be. We're supposed to go against kings and kingmakers and secret societies. We're supposed to do that. That's our job. That's the whole reason why we came here. I know one thing. I was born with passion. And passion for truth. But I'll tell you what. There is no truth on mainstream media. Why? Listen, with the FISA documents, it would arrest almost everybody in mainstream media, from Fox to CNN. Okay, it would arrest them all. They would all be arrested because they lied about everything to us. From 9/11, Sandy Hook, Aurora shooting, Russian collusion with Hillary Clinton and uranium-1 lied to us. I can go on and on. Benghazi emails, so I lost them, houses burning, people being murdered in the Clinton party. You think what, Russians killed all these? Is that what they're going to try to say? Russian killed all the Clinton party members? Is that what they're going to try to say? Russians did it? Oh yeah, why would Russians want to kill people in the Clinton party? So that Donald Trump can win? Is that what? I think Russians have enough problems of their own, guys. Russians aren't spraying chemtrails. Russians aren't poisoning your food. Russians aren't forcing vaccines on children of death. Russians aren't killing babies. Russians aren't controlling Hollywood, Illuminati, secret societies, and conforming your children to Antichrist, anti-God infrastructure. Russians don't control your school systems, and they took the Bible out of the school. Russians didn't do that. Okay? Russians didn't infiltrate your medical system and force your doctors to sign a Hippocratic oath. And then they give pills out, and what's in the pill, doc? I don't know. Russians didn't create the barbiturate problem. Okay? Russians didn't kill my daughter, I assure you. That was part of the black deep state to kill my daughter. Russians didn't kill Hollywood members. Russians didn't infiltrate Randy Quaid and kill Prince and in for speaking out against chemtrails, and Merle Haggard. Russians didn't do that. Seen everybody that talks about chemtrails is being murdered, especially if they're popular. Russians didn't poison Chuck Norris' son. Russians didn't kill Ted Gunderson for speaking out about chemtrails and geoengineering and poisoning humanity. Russians didn't do that, I assure you. Maybe a guy named Russian, you know, that. No wonder they took my YouTube channel down. Because I would be on the channel right now saying, hey guys, we got hoodwinked by our own president. Donald Trump could have saved the world. I know that Hillary Clinton didn't want to save the world. I know Obama don't want to save the world. But I truly believe that Donald Trump could have put himself in the position to be the next Jesus, the savior of the world. He could have been written in books and remembered for all of history, for saving humanity from nanotechnology, mind control, voice-to-skull technology. You might as well just call it 5G, to where, you know, the car parks itself, the car reads your brain, the car, you know, parks it, you know, brakes itself, you know, to where humans are so stupid they can't even hit the brakes. That's what they want. And by the way, no humans are that stupid. So that means that they need humans that are really, really stupid to drive those cars. Not you. That means they're going to get rid of you. Because certainly you can hit a brake and you can park a car and you don't need a car that reads your brain like Nissan has. Only really, really, really dumb people need that shit. Russians didn't force Japanese cars. Russians didn't take all the American businesses and sell them off to China. Russians didn't do that. Deep state black government did. Men in black, secret societies. Russians didn't throw a bunch of American men in prison for marijuana, which is nothing but, it's just a plant. Just an excuse. Russians didn't take away guns because OJ killed his wife. Russians didn't do that. There's hundreds of thousands of men that don't have guns because of O.J. Simpson. Hollywood did that. Russia didn't do that. And Russia is not creating shootings in the schools. 9/11, Sandy Hook, Aurora, Boston bombing. Russia is not doing that. Although they did say a Russian guy did the Boston bombing. Russia is from what I read, it's a very poverty nation. Putin is a dictator. I don't know if he's a good guy or not. I don't know. But it looks like they're going to use Putin as the bad guy. And just like Nostradamus said, we're going to go to war with Russia. And when we do, life as you know it will never be the same. Martial law, state of emergency, whatever. Trees, birds, bees, they won't be nothing left. You'll have nuclear bombs. You'll have EM-pulse weapons. You'll have the cell towers will be cranked up so high you'll be barbecued. You'll have Mockingjay and type of societies. You'll have people herded and FEMA'd because the houses will be destroyed because of all the fires and all kind of things. And people thrown in FEMA camps and they never come out. Once you go to war with Russia, that's it. Everything that you know that you feel comfortable with is gone. I have fought to stop going to war with anybody. North Korea, South Korea, Russia, Japan. I don't want to go to war with China. I don't want to go to war with anybody. But I certainly don't want a planet that has no creator as a God and only man. We answer to man. We fear man. We're sons of man instead of sons of the Creator. I don't want a world like that. Do you? The maritime admiralty law, not God's law, is forced in the courts. That's it. Do you really want a world like that? To where whatever loophole that people like Hillary, Obama, the Bush family can just run free. Prescott Bush helped finance Hitler. Guys, we let these people come and be our presidents. And you're saying I'm a bad guy? I'm a bad guy? Are you kidding me? You have a world that is so tricked and lied to and deceived. All right, guys, I love you all. I pray that this world awaken and realize that if you kill the people that have been fighting and trying to expose the truth, you will have no one left to fight the war, because the rest of the people don't give a shit. If the UN soldiers pulled up and said, get in the truck, we're taking you to a FEMA camp to line you up and slaughter you all. Of course, they're not going to tell you that. To vaccinate you to death. They're not going to tell you that either. Come on, we're going to FEMA, the female is going to save you, right? And then they slaughter you. I would be the only one that would say, don't go. Please don't go. Because I know what they're going to do to you. And then we're being capitally punished because we believe that Donald Trump was a person that... This is what I believed. I believed that Trump was working with good military people. This is what I wanted to believe. That was trying to get rid of the deep state just like JFK was. But when I see Trump writing that on Twitter, and I've communicated with Trump, I've said, hey, you know, us targeted individuals, please release those FISA documents and expose the emails from FBI that they targeted us for election fraud and to kill conservatives and to make conservatives into criminals, which we're not. Please expose that, Donald. You can save the world. And what does he do? He writes on Twitter that he agrees that Russia meddled in the elections and that they attacked the Democratic Party. It was all Russians. Holy shit. I'm going to end with this. I don't give a shit. Once again, I don't care if Hillary Clinton was Republican, Democrat. I don't really care. I just know that there was a chance that Donald Trump was a better man than she was. That's all. But it doesn't seem that way. Not by that Twitter feed that I read. And that not one person, the only people that are being pressured and taken offline and being harassed is us. Targeted individuals. The ones that they implanted voice-to-skull technology in. Mind control. I don't see any arrest of McCabe, the Clintons, the Obamas, the Bushes. Secret societies, secret oaths, secret proceedings. And then mainstream media terrorists that have lied to us for so many years and covered up the plan to mass murder all people on Earth and start over again with an artificial intelligence human to where the phone, there's no more phones, it's just cell towers in the human brain and the human body. That's it. And you are influenced because your brain is designed, just like a cell phone, to take in electromagnetic energy, just like what the moon puts out. Donald Trump, you could have been the greatest savior of mankind. You could have sit at the right hand of the Father just like Jesus Christ if you would have just helped us. Maybe you feel like, maybe, I don't know, maybe you're a clone. I don't know. Maybe you're just not human and you don't have a soul. I don't know. But you are our last hope. I feel like I'm in a Star Wars movie. And it's almost like the last hope Jedi betrayed us. That's what it feels like to me. And the Jedi are being rounded up and murdered strategically. And we're the Jedis. I'm just trying to show you an allegorical story that they've propagated throughout society that's coming to reality. In the days of Noah, good was evil, evil was good. Everything was upside down and backwards. So when they do fiction, they're showing you what they plan on doing in reality because they need your permission to do it. And the movie industry is Satan's way of getting your permission. Oh, that was a cool movie. Isn't that cool? When people like us go, I don't think so. They're showing you what they're planning on doing. Kill all the good guys and leave nothing but the bad. And erase human consciousness and erase God the Creator and have nothing but a dark Sith Lord running the planet. Thanks for listening, guys. I love you all. Sorry the video went so long.